All right, hey guys, it's Tom with Hidden Beats, and today we are talking with Josh Alexander. How are you?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Pretty good. So this is actually the first interview in my new messy space back here, so I had to wing it a little bit.
Well, that's good. It's not too
hmm
bad.
Well, it'll be better at some point, but yeah.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
So for those who are new to you, do you want to give a little kind of intro about yourself and kind of what you do in music?
Totally. My name is Josh Alexander. I am 22 years old. I live in Montreal, Canada, and I've been living here for the last 4 years. I'm originally from Quebec City, and I've been here working as as a singer-songwriter for the last 4 years. And I've been signed to a publishing company for the last 4 years as well. I also have my production company who's been by my side, developing me as an artist for the last 4 years. And now we're finally ready to show the world what we've got, what I got to show.
Nice. So early life, what prompted you to get into music?
I've always loved music. I've always been someone who I always sang. I either in the car, in the shower, in the diaper, whatever. I started singing when I was 2 years old, 1 years old. As soon as I could talk, I could sing. And when I was in elementary school, I did some talent shows. When I got to high school, I got into a music concentration program, which kind of solidified the whole love for music and the whole Josh, you're going to do this for the rest of your life. And yeah, that's where it started back in school.
Nice. Did you get lots of, different advice and stuff that you've held on to going up in your
Yeah.
career?
People always, I guess, one great advice that I got was to not lose yourself, either as a person or as an artist. I think that when you kind of just stay on your right path, and you're always staying true to yourself, I think that's where it's really the best. And when I had some lower times, I would think about that, and I was always like, okay, I need to stay true to myself. And when I started to feel like maybe certain directions that were being proposed to me or whatever were not necessarily connecting with my vision, I had to align myself and be like, okay, no, this isn't me. And I had to be like, this is me. And I had to really take the time to find myself. And I remember that line of staying true to yourself, because it's really important to me that the message and the music that I'm putting forward is 100% me.
For sure.
Yeah.
And what's your process like when you're putting together a track?
When I'm putting together a song, if most of the time, well, my strong suit are melodies. I love to come up with melodies, different types of melodies, hooky melodies. And I always start by either composing some music and then mumbling some melodies on top, or sometimes I just mumble any type of melody and then I'll create the music around the melody and then write the lyrics that go with the melody. But yeah, I usually start with the melodies before anything.
Do you get involved in like writers' rooms and things like that when you're working
Yeah.
on things?
Um, I'm a like I said, I'm a singer songwriter, so I do the melodies, I write lyrics. I love to collaborate with people. I've been in studios where I've collaborated with a bunch of different artists, a bunch of different songwriters and producers. I'm not someone necessarily that's going to get on the technical side of things, but I have everything in my head.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, one thing I'm always curious about is the music scene from where you are. So what's the Montreal music scene like?
I'd say the music scene here is super fun. I think that when people arrive in Montreal, they feel the atmosphere, the warmth, the family, the closeness between all the artists. People are very supportive of one another's projects. It's super cool. I think that in Montreal, what's different is that we have French and we have English, and we also have other cultural diversity that brings different languages in our music. So it's super interesting, and everybody's super accepting and welcoming of all the differences. And that's something that I really enjoy about the Montreal music scene for sure.
I've yet to like I'm based in Ottawa, so I don't get out to Montreal often,
Ah,
but I've always heard good things for sure.
yeah, it's pretty nice.
hmm How do you think the music scene has kind of evolved and come out of COVID with everything happening?
I definitely wasn't doing songwriting sessions on Zoom before.
Yeah.
I'd say that COVID helped me, and I'd say that it helped me get out of my shell a little bit for some reason. Being home so much made me not want to be home all the time. And I feel like once COVID was done, I feel like everybody was ready to get back out there and get back on stage, get back in the studio, release some stuff. And I feel like I'm doing just that right now. The music that I'm putting out is music that I got to write and collaborate with other people during the pandemic. I got to collaborate with some songwriters and some producers from across the world when it came to the creation process for the writing. And that was really super interesting. I don't think, well, maybe I would have gotten there eventually, but with COVID, you're kind of forced to step out and find other ways to work. And my publishing company found songwriters for me to work with across the world. So that was really cool. And yeah, I think that COVID helped a lot of people kind of push themselves out of their comfort zones, because I feel like we were maybe all super comfortable, and then COVID hit and we were really uncomfortable, but we didn't want to necessarily be home and be doing nothing. We wanted to do new things. So we got out there, and I think COVID helped everybody get out of their zone.
Now, with that though, there's so much more music out there. What do you think it takes to stand out and not get lost in the shuffle?
Um, when it comes to that, I always stay true to myself. I always stay true to my music. Um, in the last 3 years, I'd say that, well, no, in the last year and a half, 2 years, I'd say that I've gotten more in a place in my mind where I know where I'm going. And I'm creating music where I'm not necessarily following the trends. I'm not necessarily following what's in on TikTok right now. I want to bring new music. I want to bring some old sounds back into music. I want to have some huge cinematic experiences. I think that it's all about finding your thing and going with it, and not necessarily following the wave and following the trend, following what you like, following those inspirations, that music that you listened to when you were a kid. What's the music that made you feel goosebumps, when you were a kid? What's that music for you? And I guess for me, I'm not necessarily doing, I'm definitely adding trendy elements to my music, but when it comes to the melodies and the grandness of it all, I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking big. I'm thinking stadiums. I'm remembering Adele's interview a couple of years back saying, "Who's making music for the people who are not on social media? Who's making music for the parents? Who's making music for everyone else that's not on social media?" And I want to make music for people on social media, but I want to make music for the world. So I'm thinking bigger.
And you recently released the single Hurricane, which is actually one of the main reasons we're talking today. And
Yeah.
you could see, or yeah, I guess you can feel the extra production you wanted to put into that with your
Yeah.
melodies.
Exactly. I really wanted something big. I wanted something cinematic. I have a big voice, so I need to have big songs to fit with my tone, with my vibe. And yeah, I'm glad. I hope you liked it.
I did, yeah. Actually, I really liked it when I got it when it got sent over to me. I was like, oh, well, nice. This is great.
Thanks so much.
What's the story behind Hurricane?
Hurricane is dedicated to one of my siblings who went through a rough patch a little while back. Me and my sibling were always super close growing up. And when I moved to Montreal, I think that, well, we're both finding ourselves. We're close in age, and he's my brother. And shout out, love him. He's doing super well now, but he was going through a rough patch at the time, and I wasn't aware. I only found out like later on, after some time had gone by. And it made me really sad to know that he had lived out on his own and that he didn't even feel like he could call me or reach out. And I guess I wanted to write him the song so that he knows all the time, even if I'm not home, even if I'm 3 hours away, wherever I am, like he's my brother and I'm always going to be there for him. And I guess for me, it's a reminder to him that he's not alone. And when he heard the song, it did him like, I think it helped him a lot. And seeing how it helped him and feeling that, I wanted to be able to make other people help other people that are maybe going through that same type of similar situation right now, where they feel alone, where they feel like there's nowhere to turn to. There's always someone there. You just kind of have to reach out, and you have to, I know it's hard, but you kind of have to, you have to find that help for yourself. And I think that if that's a little harder for you, well, maybe my song can help. So I guess that's why I wrote it. Yeah.
That's a great message from that song for sure. I wasn't 100% sure. Like I took the lyrics differently, and I'm sure everybody does, but
Yeah.
knowing the story behind it definitely hits home a lot more.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what's beautiful about music. I think that so many different people can listen to one song and have very different like views on it and a very different take on it. I think that there's a story. The song stems from a story, but then the song belongs to the world. So it, if it makes you feel a certain way, then great. But if knowing the story then helps you to feel it another way, then great. But I just hope that it makes people feel good.
For sure. When you're putting together like an album, for instance, are you the type of guy who likes to have singles stand on their own, or do you want to have a whole story throughout a whole album that you want someone to listen to, like from A to Z?
I want people to listen to my EP, my album from A to Z. I think that I'm putting a lot of time with my producer, Joanne Maestro, to make something really, really cool. We really developed a sound that's really, really big and grand and cinematic. From A to Z, you'll be living an experience in your headphones or in your kitchen, wherever you're listening to the song. Each song is standalone. I really find that each song is super, super strong. If it were up to me, I would release each one as a single. But yeah, no, I think that it's a really great piece of work. Honestly, I'm really, really proud of what we did. So I'm really excited for you guys to hear it. I hope you guys listen to it all.
I mean, based off of Hurricane alone, I know I'm gonna definitely be playing the whole thing through once I get my hands on it.
Thanks.
So I always have a few fun questions I like to ask that kind of delves a little bit deeper into who you are.
Yeah, sounds good.
So first one I got is, what's something on your go-to playlist that people wouldn't expect you're listening to?
Huh. What would people not expect me? Well, I really like she's an artist called Lisa Leblanc, and she's from New Brunswick, and her music is in Chiac. So it's like the language, the mix of the English and the French and their own expressions. And I think it's super, super cool. I speak both languages. So having music that has the both, I love it so much. And it's called Chiac Disco. It's her recent album. It's super good. It's disco music, but in Chiac. So it's amazing.
Nice, I'll for sure check that out. I
Yeah,
always love to find new music and
it's super good. You'll love
mhm,
it.
getting into stuff like this. And I ask that question to everybody. It's great for my playlist when I start adding new things.
Yeah, awesome.
So I saw a post on your Instagram about a message you got with a blind date from a little girl named Shirley. And then you had a little tune with that. What's the
Yeah,
story
well,
behind that?
the story behind that is I'm coming to the office. This is the agency where I'm signed to. And I'm on my way here and I get a text from a random ass person. Oops, sorry, I said ass.
Hey, it's all good.
I got a text from someone and she's basically saying that her brother had spoken to her about me and that her and I should go on a date, and her being Shirley, that really made me laugh. So I didn't answer that text, but I answered that text with a song. So I got home and a little melody popped in my head and I wrote a little response to it, posted on my socials. People liked it. It was funny.
Yeah, no, it was good. When I was cruising through and I saw that, I clicked and I went, oh, okay. Hmm. All right, another good one for you is, what is one thing that you think should be asked more in interviews that's not asked enough?
Mm. Um,
Not necessarily about you, but maybe something that you would want to hear from people being interviewed.
hmm.
This one's always a head scratcher.
It is a head scratcher. It could be something interesting to ask people. Hmm. I guess you guys always check in with people to make sure that they're doing okay. You always start the conversation with, hey, how's it going? I think that sometimes I guess digging a little deeper and really making sure that someone's doing okay. I don't know. I'm doing
That
good.
this question is meant for things like that, because I may not be the best at pulling out questions out of nowhere. Like I'm a photographer. I don't typically do interviews, but
Okay.
COVID got me into interviews and I had to start developing a new skill set. So it's always nice to have an idea what people think should be asked.
Yeah, I get it. It's cool.
Mhm. And honestly, I've heard that before too. So you're not the only one who thinks the same thing.
Sounds good.
Mhm. Now here, this one is always a little bit deeper, and I always ask this kind of last.
Okay.
Why do you do music? Why do you keep, like, what motivates you to keep going?
What motivates me to keep going is my songs when I write them and I listen to them back. They fill me up with so much joy. They give me so much like goodness in me. Um, And when I was a kid and I started writing songs and I got on stage for the first time and I sang one of my original songs, my first original song that I ever sang on stage. And people came to see me after, and there was this woman that was crying, and she was like, "Oh, I really needed that. That was really, really good. Thank you so much." And I was like, "Whoa, she's telling me what I tell myself when I listen to my songs sometimes. I'll be like, oh, I really needed that." Or when I finish writing a song, I'll be like, "Oh, I really needed that. I need to get that out there." And then I realized that people that are listening to my songs are having the same types of moments where they're like, "Oh, I really needed that." And then when they see me live, they're like, "Oh, I really needed that." And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm the big brother to many people in my life, either family or friends or just people that surround me. And I kind of want to be that big brother. There's some people in my career, when they come see me in shows, I want them to have a great moment because they might not always have great moments at home or in their personal lives. So I want them to come experience good moments with me, um, and just live it out with me and hear my music and have fun. That's why I do it. I do my music for people. I do my music to, well, so I can go well, but also so that others can be doing great, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now, if you couldn't do music, what would you be doing?
If I couldn't do music, I'd probably be working in television behind the scenes or something. I was studying communications before to be working in TV one day. Um, I love the whole world of like behind the scenes and like creating concepts. And I've actually written one episode of a TV show before for kids, and I had a lot of fun doing that. So I love to create. So I feel like if I didn't do music, I'd be hands-on on another type of like artistic project, either on TV or movies or something. I love being behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, whatever. In front of the camera, behind the camera, whatever. I like it all.
For sure. That's pretty much all the main stuff I have for you. Is there any live shows and stuff coming up in your future that we should know about?
I can't say some dates just now, but I definitely have some shows coming up in the fall, so stay tuned.
Okay. Are you bringing new stuff to these shows?
Well, the EP that's gonna drop the end of this year, so in the fall, will be sung in those shows.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Awesome, thank you.
So where can everybody find you on socials?
They can find me at Josh Alexander Official on Instagram or on TikTok, Facebook, same user.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's all I have for you. Any final words of wisdom or advice for people?
I guess I would say to people that I'm so excited to meet them, and I hope that they're gonna love the songs. And yeah, hope you guys have a good day.
Awesome. No, and I look forward to hopefully getting to see you live one day. I have,
That would be awesome.
I have a team across the board in Canada, so we might get a chance if you're ever around somewhere that we're close
Definitely,
by.
we'll arrange that for sure.
And yeah, I hope
Sounds
you
good.
enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much. You too. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.